What is up, YouTube? It's Aviso MMA Reactions over here. We're starting something new, something fresh. I'm gonna call it Path to Victory. So, on the first episode, we're gonna do Khamzat versus Robert Whitaker. Big fights in the middleweight division. Big fight for the UFC. Middleweight number one contender match. So, we're gonna be doing a path to victory for Khamzat Chimaev. So with this one, I don't want to say it's simple, but if you're breaking it down, it's pretty, you know, simple. For Khamzat, obviously the takedown, uh, the being southpaw, throwing out the jab out there, the submission attempts, and as much as Robert Whitaker has never been submitted in the UFC, uh, submission attempts are going to be very, very critical in this fight for him. But obviously it's a 5-round fight. It's not going to go 5 rounds. Someone has to get finished in this one and really put a stamp on that number one contender fight, for DDP in South Africa next year. But the path to victory for Chimaev is a simple but yet difficult one. First round, he has to go out there and just tackle him, go straight for the takedowns as early as possible. First 10 seconds, already shooting on the legs on Robert Whitaker. And rounds 2, he has to come out there, southpaw position, and really throw the jab at Whitaker. We've seen Whitaker struggle with people that come out with the southpaw position. So whenever they throw the right jabs at him, they give Robert Whitaker a problem. And with the takedowns, as much as Robert Whitaker has a high level takedown defense, I feel like Chimaev is going to be different. He's going to go out there and he's going to be relentless, and which is exactly what he needs to do to get the job done. Because it's no secret that the UFC does want Chimaev to win. The UFC would like to see Chimaev as a champion, but he has to show us that he's able to, show up for fights. When he signs the contract, he is able to show up on that date. Obviously, fights in other countries besides the Middle East as well. But in terms of him getting a path to victory in this fight, like, he really has to go out there and just let the dog out, be the Chimaev that he was in 2020, when we popped out of nowhere and was beating guys, like 4 guys in a week, That's the Chimaev, that's the Khamzat Chimaev we need to see this week. So the path to victory for Chimaev is obviously the relentless takedowns, switching to southpaw and throwing the jab at Whitaker, getting Whitaker down and getting him to react to submission attempts, ground and pound, and just mixing it up very, very well. But one thing that is very, very important in this fight for Khamzat is to make sure that Whitaker is fighting at his pace. Because if Whitaker is determining the pace of the fights, then it's got to be a long night for Chimaev, Chimaev has to go out there, stand his ground, make sure that Whitaker is fighting at his pace, high volume, first 2 rounds. Chimaev has to go out there and really burn himself out to burn Whitaker out. That's how I see Chimaev really getting the job done this week. So, path to victory for Khamzat Chimaev on Saturday. Relentless takedowns. He has to be relentless with the takedowns. The pace of the fight, Chimaev has to control the jab from the southpaw position. And then obviously being a dog in there, You cannot beat Whitaker if it's a pretty fight. Cannot beat Whitaker, I repeat. You cannot beat Whitaker if it's a pretty fight. So Khamzat has to go out there, bring out the animal, relentless takedowns, the pace of the fights. He has to determine the jab from the southpaw position. And I feel like if he does all those three things, then he gets the job done. You know, I know the UFC would be happy to see him win. The UFC does want to see him win. You know, so obviously, we hope that he goes out there and he gets the job done. In 2025, we get Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev, which is a big fight, especially if it happens in South Africa. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Path to victory for Khamzat Chimaev once again. Relentless takedowns, the jab from the southpaw position, and he has to control the pace. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. If you agree with my analysis, comment below. You disagree, comment below. And yeah, guys, can't wait for UFC 308. Khamzat Whitaker. Big fights. Big fights. Was supposed to happen in Saudi Arabia. We're getting it in Abu Dhabi. So yeah. All the best to both guys. Let's go.